Hello, this is Hank Green for motherhoodmoment.com. Today we're going to be talking about STEM.
Can lightning really only strike the same place once? Why do we crave comfort food? With all these puzzling questions accumulating, YouTube star and self-proclaimed science nerd Hank Green is here with the answers thanks to ever-growing STEM curriculums. Welcome, Hank.
Hello.
Thank you so much. Now, can you really help us answer these burning questions?
Oh, sure. Well, one, lightning loves to strike the same place twice. It has no issue with that. In fact, it's struck the same person twice, which is just tremendously unlucky. And as for why we crave comfort food, it's got all the stuff we need. We build our bodies out of food, so we like the stuff that has the protein and the fat and the carbohydrates, the three major building blocks of our bodies. And if we didn't have those things, we would stop being alive, which would be awful.
You're right about that. Now, let's talk about this. Why are the answers to these so important, these questions? It's very important to us.
Yeah, absolutely. We have to look at the world and find stuff out. I think that there's sort of an innate human curiosity there, but there's also, we want to solve these problems because they, those solutions allow us to live happier, healthier, longer lives. And also, ideally, to solve some of the really big, terrifying, pressing problems that we have to solve in the coming decades.
Now, how will STEM education impact the future?
Well, these are the problems. First of all, science affects every moment of every day, and we're constantly learning new things about ourselves and about our world and about the universe. But you also have to, look at, 50 years ago, we required twice as much cropland per person to feed the average person in America, and now we need half of that. It's so amazing. So in the future, when we have even more people, we're going to have to have even more advanced techniques for everything from agriculture to energy production.
Now, we always hear that it's hard kids have a short attention span and it's hard to get certain messages over. But can you tell me, how can you make STEM fields interesting to kids?
Well, I think people are naturally curious, first of all, and so I think people want to know this stuff. Of course, it does eventually get difficult, and when it gets difficult, my two tricks are, one, it's about the story. It's about the story of the science, how we found out the things that we know, how and how does the thing whatever we're studying actually function in the world, and the story and the context around that always makes it stick much better in my brain. And then in addition to that, when it gets hard, just saying to yourself or saying to the person you're talking to that the hard is the good. Like hard stuff is the interesting stuff. And if it's hard, that doesn't mean you're bad at it. It means that this is that your brain is changing. You're actually physically changing the makeup of your brain, and yeah, sure, that's difficult, but the process of getting good at stuff and of knowing things that you didn't know before, that's one of the principal joys of life.
Now, we just know you from your YouTube and all the content that you're creating. Now, what inspired you to devote your time to educating people about the importance of STEM?
Well, first, I was making silly YouTube videos, and it felt like I had a platform to do something that might be useful for people, and so we started to make educational content. And in the last year, we've been working with Emerson, an engineering company, because we share this goal of wanting more people to get into this stuff because they need the next generation of problem solvers. And so they've been supporting us and allowing us to make better and more content, and also to reach more people.
Now, one thing that I guess, and just your opinion on this, Hank, we're finding that, education is cool. There is a certain thing. So just talk about the whole nerd thing, and actually that's become something that is actually pretty cool. It's not anything to be ashamed of. Can you just expound a little bit on that? Yeah,
I mean, I obviously, during some parts of my life, did not enjoy being a nerd, but at this point, it's just wonderful. It's about being enthusiastic and caring, and not being afraid of your enthusiasm, or afraid that people are going to criticize you for it. And if they do, then realize that the love that you have for the things that you're into is more pleasant than having that person think that you're cool anyway.
Well, this is great information. And Hank, where can we find out more about STEM?
Well, Emerson set up a really great resource at emerson.com/ILoveSTEM, where you can see some of my videos, and you can also see some of what Emerson does, and generally learn about the world.
Well, Hank Green, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for the great work with getting STEM education out there.
Well, thank you very much.